Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the BBO NYG podcast. Nope, it's the Mix It Up podcast. I'm just promoting the other podcasts, Giants podcast. We're gonna come back and do in a few weeks because training camp is starting. So, any listeners, we didn't go away. I know people have been asking, and we had a couple listeners come over to the Mix It Up podcast and check this out. So, I wanted to shout out them. They reached out to me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now. So, told those guys we are gonna shout them out, Nick.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So how was your show on Saturday, man?
It's great, man. It was great. It was like,
A lot of heads there, huh?
yeah, for Barney McNabb's, yes, 100%. It was like there's probably 30 people there. And by 30, I mean probably like 20. And by 20, I mean probably like 10. No, there was probably like 25, 30, 30, 25 to 30 people there or something like that.
Okay.
And they were loving it, man. Like
Really?
randos hanging out, loving it and shit like that. Um, yeah, it was really good. But So I've been sick the past couple weeks, and it's just not clearing up. So like it is, but it's not. And Thursday after work, my throat felt like there was a lump in my throat when it was like it didn't feel like strep throat, but it felt like swollen, everything. So I went to urgent care, and they gave me antibiotics, and I was like, yeah, but can you give me prednisone? And they're like, sure. So like you go in there, you just tell them what you want, you know? So
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So they gave me prednisone and they cleared that shit up, dude. The fucking so
It worked.
yeah, but I still had trouble singing. Like my band always bails me out when that happens, but I was in kind of bad shape towards like the middle to the end of it and but I made it
Yeah.
through. So the prednisone helped me big time. So
Did it what did like your voice like start cracking or just you
I was
just
like, yeah, it
feel
was
like
just
it?
they cracked a couple times and like it was just starting to like I wouldn't have been able to sing too many other songs without like really straining my voice and like putting a hurting on it, you know?
Wow. So now are you fully back to 100% or no?
No, no, no. I still feel like fucking. So I ended up like, I thought I was gonna get some sleep yesterday and rest, but my cousin texted me, called me. He's like, hey, you think you can help me with a job tonight? And I was like, no, I can't because I was like far away, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, he sounds like he needs help, right? So I called him. I was like, do you really need me? He was like, I need you, right? I heard it in his voice. I was like, all right, fine, I'll come down. So I had to go to this place, a really nice, like a little golf course, like T-bar in Mayapack. Really nice,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I set up his band with him, and the weather was just about like we thought it was gonna pour the whole time. It was misty the whole time, and I was in shorts and shit, and it started getting cold. Thank God there was a fire pit outside. I was just standing near it, and then as soon as the show ended at 9 o'clock, the fucking rain started coming down. So a lot of his equipment just got wet. Not like I don't think anything got damaged, but like the cables were all wet and muddy, and we're rolling them up and fucking. It was just a slop fest. And then I got home at like I don't know 11:30. I think 11:30. I don't know. And then I was just fucking wiped out today, man. Like wiped. I fell asleep at my desk for a second, Mike. No joke. Like yeah, I
Wow.
was like, all right, let me close my eyes for a second. And you know when you're in that like, whoa, was I just sleeping moment? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you were. And you could have sat there for 5 minutes and fell asleep and you wouldn't have known. But I woke up out of it like, oh shit. And then I went to sleep in my car at lunchtime. That's how you know
Yeah,
I'm fucking tired, dude. I don't do
you're
things
just
like that.
exhausted. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're fucking worn down.
hmm Yeah. So that was my weekend. I'm fucking really tired still. I need to sleep for a long. Like I think I'm gonna take NyQuil after this and go to sleep because like I haven't taken NyQuil in a baker's minute. But the problem with NyQuil is you wake up and you feel like shit in the morning. You don't
I
feel good in
know.
the morning.
Nah, but it does put you out. Trying to
Yeah.
think like there's some kind of like melatonin you could take.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like help like really good. Apparently I heard it on I think I heard it on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Somewhere I heard it, yeah, but I don't know, maybe you should look into taking something like that.
Maybe. I just need to stop doing so much stuff. I'm doing a real lot of I'm doing a lot of stuff. I don't stop lately. It's crazy. I'm telling you, Andrew Tate.
I
That
know.
guy, dude.
I mean
Non-stop.
maybe you just went from doing nothing to just doing crazy amounts of shit. Maybe
Yes.
you should just tone it down
Yeah.
like a little bit, you know?
I don't know. I just don't like sitting around doing nothing anymore. It's just I don't know what it is. I've done nothing so long for so long. Like I've done nothing so many times. Like,
Right.
oh, what are you doing? Nothing again. So many times I did nothing.
And now you try to make up for
I don't know how to not do nothing anymore. I don't know how. It's
that's
like
good.
if I'm like, okay, there's nothing going like 2 hours of something, I have to find something to fucking do. I just
That's
fucking there's something to do.
that's good news for me because then, if I hear a whisper of you're gonna sell out the Atlantic City trip, you say, Mike, I can't do. I'm just too
No,
tired.
I'm going.
I'm
I'm
gonna be
going.
like, well, you said you want to do things and you don't want to do
I'm
nothing.
going.
So I have to, you know what I mean? So I gotta blow up your spot there. This could be my last Atlantic City trip ever. I'm putting it out.
Why? Why?
It just could be. I got a feeling it's just gonna be
What does
the
that mean?
last.
What does that mean?
It means no more Atlantic City for me. I think there's going to
Why?
be other casinos that I might have to just swap to or
That's the
something.
dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It could be a last hurrah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, so I might
You
go
can't
crazy. I
just
might take out $10,000 and just go absolutely ape shit. Like, and I'll yell at everybody, "It's my last time here ever."
you can't just break up with Atlantic City and say I'm never gonna see you again.
Yeah,
No,
that's it. That's it is. It's going to be the breakup. I'm
no,
breaking
Mike.
up with my girl AC.
Why?
It's just time. It's time. I have to end my association with her. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Unless I get a free room in like the next couple months, and then I'll go back. So, yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm not fucking breaking up with
No.
Atlantic City. If I
When
could go there every weekend, like take the bus, like a bus. When I get old, when I'm in my fucking 60s, 70s, I'm taking that fucking bus down there. I'm gonna get like a free sandwich, free play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the fucking bus with a bunch of old ladies, and that's gonna be my life when I
Did
go
you ever
down.
do
Take the
that?
bus.
Did you ever
No,
do that?
I've never ever. I don't think I've ever taken the bus down there. I know Rob has done it numerous times.
Yeah.
I remember Rob one time met us down there. He took the bus. I'm
Yeah.
like, you took the bus?
Cool. Sick.
Crazy. Have you taken the bus?
I did. I took it with my grandfather one time from Burger King.
Yeah, for the Burger King spot. Yeah. I think
Dude,
every bus that's in that parking lot just goes to Atlantic City. I don't think it goes anywhere else.
it's the best. You pay like $20
Yeah.
and you get $10 in free play, $10 in food voucher. You just made all your money back.
Dude, imagine we go on that fucking bus nowadays. We just get, we be shit faced by the time we even get down there.
Yeah.
Especially, God bless, especially because they probably got, I assume they got a bathroom there, right? So you
On the
just get
bus, they
on
have
the
to. I don't
bus. They
remember,
have
but
to.
they
They're not
have
going to
to.
stop for every grandma and grandpa that needs to
No,
take a fucking shit. You know what I mean?
they have
So
to. They
yeah,
have
we'll
to.
be on there getting fucking like ridiculously ripped. There's no
And
way
it,
I could be able to handle a bus ride. I get knocked up when you drive down on fucking pounded beers on the fucking ride down there.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be. Imagine we go on the bus and we get the whole place rowdy and the old people are going fucking nuts on the
Oh
bus.
yeah, yeah, fuck it, yeah, all yeah. That'll definitely happen for sure.
Oh, shit.
Everybody being like a monkey shirt,
Yeah.
you know. By the
Yep.
way, somebody asked me today. He's like, "Oh, you're in the beer business?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm in the monkey business." I sold my first monkey business shirt today.
Yeah.
Plan on selling a lot more.
Yeah.
You got to get that website up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe Wednesday. I don't know if you have it. I know we got games Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe
Yeah.
one of those days you could bring down some hangers. If you
Okay.
have like extra
I
hangers
do.
lying
I
around,
do.
I
Yeah.
could
I
use
do.
some.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be a good because I was like looking to hang one in a couple places. We had
Oh,
I
cool.
think they hung it up like the shirt that he bought. Like I think he hung it up in the back, but I was like, oh, looping. But
Yeah.
if it was on a hanger,
Okay.
obviously be better off for sure.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. They probably need to be. I ironed all of those before I gave them to you, but they wrinkle up and shit like that. But like if you ever iron your shit, you got to turn it inside out so it doesn't fuck
The, the paint,
transfer up. Yeah.
yeah, no doubt. I think it's paint, right? Is it paint?
No, it's a fucking. It's a transfer. I don't know what the fuck.
Just a transfer. Just a transfer, man.
Rubber? I don't.
That's
Dude,
all it is.
tell me about your first sale, Mike. Tell me what happened.
My first sale. Well, I was like, first off, I had like had a couple of these Kona hats.
Yeah.
So went to my first account today. I was like, "Oh, guys, you don't have any hats on today. What's up?"
Do you have any hats left over that you can hand out to a brother on Wednesday?
Of course, of
I'd love one
course.
of those hats.
Yeah. So they wanted them, so I obviously gave them a hat each. They're a good account. They buy a lot of beer, whatever. Never any problems. So I was like, "Yeah, guys, take a look at this. I'm selling shirts now too as a side job. My friend, started a new company. I'm his number one salesman." So they take a
Well, you're
look.
tied actually. You're tied.
I'm tired, Michaela.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take that job away from her. But so they took the shirt. We took the shirts out of the car and we lied them on the fucking table, and they were going through them. They were cracking jokes, and then I took a picture of them. I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I told him, it's like, listen, $23. You can take it right now. And I told him, like, listen, if you buy 25 or more, we'll get the cost down to $18, and
Mhm.
then you could sell them and make as much money you want on them. You can make $5 a shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you let me know, think about it, what you want to do.
Yeah.
But then they were first wanted to check out the website. So
Right.
I'll send them the link this way they can check out all the
Yeah.
shirts and stuff and see what they want to do.
Yeah.
That
I
was
mean, it's dope. I mean, and how did you feel when you sold it?
I felt good inside, but
Did you?
listen, it just comes naturally to somebody like me, being in the sales game as
Yeah.
I've been since 2000. Actually, I've been in the sales game since I was a little kid, man.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, man. There was a thing called Swap and Shop that used to play on TV.
Yeah.
People used to. Basically it was like a garage sale. You just try to sell your old shit.
Uh-huh.
You put your number on there, somebody to call, how much you want for it, where you at, and they'd come to your house and buy it. It was
Yeah.
dangerous. I was like 8 years old selling my fucking Nintendo or my Sega Genesis games, you know? And I mean, it could have been pedophiles coming to the door, but thank God, like my parents obviously were there.
Right.
Whereas when somebody came to buy, Super Mario Brothers, from me for $18,
Right.
that's what would happen. They come knock at the door. But I've been selling that shit since I was little, man. So yeah, comes naturally. Somebody like me. Boom. Want to buy some beer? Got some Bush Light apple for you too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So
That's
what,
dope.
man? Yeah, it was cool, man. So start hopefully get this company up and running. Get these monkey shirts out there
Get
in the
these
monkey
monkey
days.
shirts out there. I mean, they're good quality shirts, people fucking like the quality.
Yeah,
Well, at
yeah.
my show the other day, we made we sold we had three shirts left over for our hindsight shirts, and they went like that too, man. People
Oh yeah.
loved them, and like one of these kids, it was one of my sister's friends bought it, and the bartender bought it, and who else bought it? Like probably somebody else. I don't know. I don't fucking remember. But when I was outside, one of the kids outside was like, "Yeah, dude, the quality on this shit is fucking dope." He's like, "I make these shirts too, like for because I think he makes them for the fire department or some shit in Yonkers."
Mhm.
And he was like, "They're fucking dope because, dude, yes, it's a little bit more money, right? It's a little bit on the pricier end of custom shirts, right? But
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
fucking way better than the other ones. They're like $1.50, $2 more for the shirt, but they're just better quality. They fit better. They're like an athletic fit, you
They
know."
feel right.
They feel right. Yeah, they don't have the sleeves that fucking like. "Ah."
Yeah, yeah,
So
no.
like, I'd
You
rather
wash
put out a
clothes.
quality product than shit and try to make a couple extra dollars. You know what I mean? Like, I want to put quality out. That's what I want. That's the whole
Yeah,
fucking point of it.
yeah, we get this cotton fucking shirt that just shrinkles up. You wash it once, the
Yeah.
colors fade. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pointless to go that route.
Yeah.
Yeah, people want some real shit.
Yeah. Most of these are polyester cotton mix, and like some of the other ones, I have a couple that I have that are just cotton, but they still feel fucking really good. They feel like this. They feel still that like stretchy athletic fit. So
Yeah.
they're cool.
Maybe you're getting like getting sick because you're making too much shirts, and the
Well,
fumes are like going in you.
yo, when I was actually really sick, like the week that I was doing these shirts, I started getting sick, and then I had that show coming up or whatever. Dude, I couldn't stop though. I couldn't stop. I felt like crap, but like not super sick. Like just my chest was killing me, but I just kept pumping these shirts out. I was staying up super late, and I just ran myself to the fucking ground.
I mean, that's the way to go. I was feeling pretty sick over the weekend though. I
Yeah.
gotta admit. Yeah, so some of my symptoms are crazy. You want to hear them?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I get dizzy spells. nausea, cold sweats, hot sweats, fever blisters, difficulty breathing, difficulty swallowing, blurred vision, involuntary trembling, dead hands, numb lips, fingernail sensitivity, pelvic discomfort. For those who don't know, I'm quoting "What About Bob," one of the greatest Bill Murray movies of all time. Yeah, I always think about that. I always see like I don't know since you started mentioning like symptoms or whatever on the podcast when I was scrolling through Instagram,
Yeah.
that keeps coming up now. Like they think I'm sick or some shit. But if you've never seen the movie What About Bob, go watch it because that's next on my list. I actually watched Lucas over the weekend.
Oh,
You ever
wow.
seen Lucas?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Lucas is
Yo,
funny because that dude, that's Corey Haim, right?
yeah, that's Corey Haim, that dork. He's catching butterflies and shit and lying to the girl that he had a
Oh,
crush on. Meanwhile, she decided she didn't like Lucas.
uh,
She just kind of stringing him along. She liked Charlie Sheen. Then Charlie
uh,
Sheen got him, and then they had Lucas try out for the football team. He sucked, but they gave him a jersey anyway. Jeremy Piven from Entourage was in that movie,
crazy.
which was crazy. Yeah, I'm watching it because I remember the movie when I was like a little kid,
Yeah.
like watching it, but and then I just like when I watched it again, I was holy shit. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then I remember I had the crush, real big time crush on that redhead, the one that Lucas wanted to bang, but he couldn't.
I gotta look her up. I don't remember.
Yeah. But I mean, she was like, listen, she was like 19 or whatever, 18, 19 of eight. You know, she was of age in the movie actually.
Yeah.
But they played like younger versions of themselves. Even Charlie
Uh,
Sheen was like older too. But yeah, it was just crazy seeing them at that age and shit. Like Charlie Sheen just looks like the same. Like there's no denying. Winona Ryder was in that movie,
oh
and
yeah.
she was the actual girl that actually liked Lucas. I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
Lucas, bro, you're fucking up. This,
That's
you know,
right.
this is Winona Ryder right here.
Yeah,
She's gonna
dude.
be in Mr. Deeds in a few years.
I knew this. I remembered. I thought I was gonna say it was the chick from Goonies. That's who the redhead is.
Yes, the chick from Goonies. Yeah, Malarsic told me that too. I told him I was watching Lucas the other night because I got really drunk on Saturday, and then I
Yeah.
was texting him at like 8:59 to go to
Yeah.
the show. I was like,
Yeah.
"Come by, pick me up, let's go to the show." Fucking all banged up. But then he's like, "Yeah, she's in Goonies." I was like, "I'm like, I've never seen Goonies before," so I'm like, I don't
Wait,
know if
wait,
that's true.
what? You said that?
Yeah, because I've never actually sat down and watched Goonies. I might have caught a glimpse of the Goonies,
Yeah.
but I never got into it, bro. I've never. That's one thing I gotta watch and see what all the fuss about.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Dude, you gotta watch that. What are you fucking nuts?
Obviously, I'm fucking crazy, but yeah, that's one thing. So it's What About Bob, and then maybe I'll watch the fucking Goonies and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll go look up the things. Yeah, but
Wow.
sad like over the weekend, man, I got like fucked up. I had to pick up my dog Barkley's ashes,
Yeah.
and that just hit me different, bro. It just got me. It just really fucking got me. And they give out like these, with the box and shit, everything in there, and they give out like a pamphlet and how
Mhm.
you grief, with the dog. They say you go like denial, blah blah blah, all the way down to acceptance, like depressions in there. Dude,
Yeah.
I could see why people need those kind of flyers to like read
Mhm.
because I tell you, I felt myself going down into like a real bad part of like being like sadness, like not for an extended period, maybe for about like 10 seconds. I was like, what the fuck is this? Right? Because I don't allow myself to get down. You know what I mean? Not I don't get too high, too low. I just kind of stay like melancholy, like
Yeah.
right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But once I felt myself going to sadness, I was like, yo, I snapped, yo, mind over matter. I snapped out of that shit real quick. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then I just started thinking, I'm just like, yeah, I gotta remember the good times with Barkley.
Yeah.
Fucking great time, great dog. Watched a couple videos, him doing some funny shit. Put me right back into fucking in a good mood.
Good.
But needless to say, like it did fuck me up picking up the ashes, especially when the girl said, I'm so sorry. And I took the bag out and I carried the bag out like I was taking takeout of Chinese food. It was weird.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
And she's taking it out in a bag. You're like, what is these leftovers? Like, what's going on here? So I take them home, whatever, and then fucking like let me stop for a fucking bottle of wine. You know what I'm saying? Let me fucking remember this dog correctly, if I get really fucked up. So bang, I do down a bottle real quick. Down Texas Blocks 8:59. Let's go to the show. I'm fucking ready. I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
Yeah.
And obviously he wasn't gonna come by. And then like a couple hours goes by, whatever. And then like midnight strikes. I'm like, and now I'm like barely can fucking see like 2 feet in front of me. I'm like, time to spread the ashes in my backyard.
Oh shit.
Barkley, right?
All
So obviously, like, tried to unscrew it. I fucked that up. I broke it. I broke the fucking box. The ashes came out. Good thing everything was wrapped up. You know what I
right.
mean? So take it, whatever. And I go around. This is where it gets crazy. I go around my entire pool in the backyard because you love going to the pool. Spread the ashes all around, right? Then I got to the side where I always used to go to the bathroom. And I spread it by like the front gate. And dude, I felt his presence right there, like he was watching me.
Really?
Yeah. And when I turned around, I could have sworn I seen like a shadow figure or some kind of figure like right there. And then I was just like, what the fuck? I had to do like a double take. I was like,
Uh,
I know I was fucking hammered,
yeah.
but I know what I felt.
Right.
Because this is at the very last spray that I did. I threw up in the air and I was
Yeah.
like, and I wrapped it back in. I was just standing outside for a sec, looking up at the sky. But when I was turned around by the gate, I was like, I felt his presence there. It was very strange. And yeah, that was pretty it. That was it. I think it's a finality to getting the ashes and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
then I got another thing coming in the mail, that fucking clone stuffed animal that's gonna come.
Oh
I should
shit.
probably just record my reaction to that. I'll probably just start bawling like a fuck, like the girl in Not Another Teen movie
Yeah. Yeah.
where they call her like, hey, you got glasses and a ponytail. She just runs out screaming and crying and shit. That's gonna fucking be me when I pull out the clone. There's actually a little pouch you could. It's funny. The pouch you could in the stuffed animal you could throw the ashes in,
Yeah.
and the pouch is like where his butthole would be, which is just. Did they do that on purpose? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I would have went like underneath the stomach, but it's literally his ass. He pulled like the little zipper down. It's like you just stuff it right up like a turkey. So that's the thing. Yeah, yeah. So it's just crazy. But I did see a puppy online that's actually ready in Pennsylvania, like June 23rd.
Mhm.
Then I'm thinking, like, man, if I win kind of big in AC, do I come home with a puppy and a globe? Like that
And a
might be some
globe.
that might be some shit on a Sunday. Because every time we go to Atlantic City, we say we're gonna win big. There was a store that we walked by every time we walked in there. They had about 19 globes,
Oh
all
my God.
different shapes, sizes, colors. We always say, "Yo, when we win thousands, we'll come back and we're gonna buy this $109 globe." Which is just and it was ridiculous. It never happened. And then they just decided, like, you know what? We can't wait for these fucking losers to win. We're gonna close this door down and not carry globes anymore.
Every single time we walked by that, we'd say, "We're coming for you, globes." Every single time we left, we'd be like this. You know how many globes we could have bought if we didn't fucking blow all this money?
We could have had a warehouse filled with globes.
They were the nicest globes
Oh yeah.
ever, though. They weren't like those stupid cardboard pieces of shit that you had in school that you could karate chop in half. This was like solid, probably weighed like, it had to weigh like 40 pounds, these
Oh,
fucking things.
oh yeah.
And beautiful. Like there was a black one. Remember the black one and the blue one?
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted the blue one. Oh,
It looked fucking nice. It was definitely like you could tell it was fake because they made the globes round. They should have just made it flat like a pancake. They wanted to be real about it. Just kidding. That's for my flat earth people out there that listen. Love you guys too.
oh shit.
Yeah, so crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You want to get into a topic?
You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about our crazy softball team a little bit
Oh, okay.
because we're 0-3, but we're 2 for 3 for almost getting into fights already this year.
It's crazy. We said at the beginning of the year we're gonna be all fucking zen.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna fucking happen. Like, all right, umpires, we're a good group. We're not gonna fight we're not
Right.
gonna yell at you.
Yeah.
But then the fucking umpire
Oh my God.
is looking at third base. You pass, you score easily.
Yeah.
He's not even looking at you crossing home plate. The
Yep.
guy gets thrown out. Will gets thrown out at third, out, final out, and he's like, the run never scored. I'm like, you can't even say that with a straight fucking face.
Right.
You still thank God my brother wasn't there. Otherwise, the whole team would have got fucking thrown out then because the stupidity on that fucking umpire, man, was just he deserved to get fucking yelled at by everybody. It's just ridiculous. You don't even make that call. You just
Yeah.
assume the runner score at that point if you're not looking. You just assume that. Of course we're gonna get into a fight. Then obviously we had another lunatic on our team talk shit to the opposing team. That almost started a fight. Um, but what are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
But yeah, we gotta chill. We definitely gotta chill with all that. We need better vibes or some shit, man. We're 0-3.
Everybody
We gotta go on a streak.
everybody's got to chill. Everybody's got to chill. Like I've been pretty chill. Like I mean, I have been. I've been very chill. I'm not trying to get into fights for the shit anymore.
Me
The
too.
umpires make bad calls. They told me before the game. They said we're gonna make bad calls. We're terrible at umpiring. That's what they said to me,
Mhm.
right? And when we make our bad calls, nobody's allowed to talk to us other than you as the manager. So I told everybody beforehand. I was like, guys, they don't want to hear from you. If they do something stupid, you come to me and I talk to them, right?
Mhm.
They didn't listen to that. The one I'm not. We all know who it was. Guy's not even playing on the team. He's just there. He wasn't playing that night. Gets into a fucking argument with the umpire, and then tells somebody to go fuck himself or something. And then the kid and then like the bench kind of cleared or whatever. But it seemed like
Yeah.
those guys didn't want to do anything anyway. And like I was talking to them, I was like, guys, come on, come on. And they're like, yeah. They were trying to get their buddy to stop too.
Yeah.
And
We
nobody
all
wanted to fight.
no, we all like
Everybody's older now. We're in the E League. We're not in the
right.
C League anymore. We can't fight.
We can't we're not we can't fight. We're not fighting over a clincher league, for God's
No,
sake.
no.
That's embarrassing. If you get thrown out of a clincher league, you're just
Yeah,
degenerates. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we could just like we could get that zen and just get the focus back and go like on a nice win streak. Like I smoked the ball the other fucking night. I was fucking hitting some ropes.
Yeah.
I just pictured like the pitcher
Yeah.
killed my dog. So every pitcher from now on throughout the year, he killed Barkley. So then I'm gonna go up to the plate and I'm gonna fight. That's all I was thinking about. You kill my dog. Bang. Line drive.
Yeah. You know what the problem is? This is a singles hitters league, a
I
single
know.
hitters league, and we are singles hitters. Our team thinks that like the guys that used to be able to hit the ball far, they're realizing they can't hit the ball far anymore because like the bat and the ball were the things that were hitting the ball far back in the other league.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with us.
Right.
Yeah, it was definitely the bat and the ball for sure.
So they got to start just trying to hit singles. Like that's it.
I would
You
like
know,
to
I
see
mean,
that.
or learn how to hit the ball because the ball can go far, and they're not playing very deep. So if you
Uh,
guys, as the power hitters, learn how to hit the ball right in this league, you're gonna fucking beat people.
Well, I gotta admit that if you look at like the scoreboard of like all the other games, there's a lot
Yeah.
of low scoring games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not getting into double digits like very rarely.
Yeah.
If we could get to like 6 runs, I think we have a legit shot of beating everybody.
Okay.
We just need to, yeah, we just need to fucking hit.
Oh
But
yeah.
easier said than done, you
No. Yeah.
know.
I
That's what
played
happened.
in that modified league again on Sunday.
Oh, you did?
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, on Sunday I got up and played fucking softball, and then I was running around all over. I never stopped. I just fucking went. And then like a lunatic, I'm supposed to work Saturday, and they want me to play a doubleheader at like 8:30 in the morning, and I'm not gonna get home till like fucking 5:30 in the morning. I was like, I told them no, and then I was like, but I really want to,
Fucking energizer, buddy. Over
dude. That league is so much fun, like so much fun. We I don't know what we would do in that league, man, because like. I think we would do all right in that league. No, no, we're not good. We're not that good at defense.
No, definitely not.
No.
No, because we got guys like playing at. We had guys that played out of position a couple dates ago, last week, and it did kind of cost us the game.
Which guys?
I don't want to say the names.
What position?
Well, I don't want to say that either. It would be a dead giveaway. It's definitely not first base. Tell
Who?
you
Who
that.
gave up? Who? I don't remember.
I'm saying like guys that normally don't play that position are playing that position because we didn't have enough guys.
You talking
So
about
kind of
second? You talking about Farley at second?
no, well, no, he did.
Are you? Are you? Because he didn't fuck up.
No, he didn't fuck up. I'm talking about somebody else. Where does Farley usually play?
He plays in right field.
Of course. Bingo. You got it.
So the right fielder, why he didn't fuck up that much.
No, but I'm saying at the end of the game, he did actually good. But just the end of the game, you don't have like the range, so that the
Yeah,
one down the line,
yeah,
Farley would have had it. There's no doubt about it. That's what
yeah,
I mean by guys playing out of position. You know,
yeah. But listen, but just to reiterate, Farley, you did great at second base.
of course.
He did really good. But everybody, listen, you can't blame one. You can't blame that. You can't blame that play for the loss. You can't blame the fact that we didn't pinch hit Chris, who was fucking injured, to fucking hit for fucking Jose. Even though some people want to blame that for fucking thing, we all had a chance to fucking hit better.
We did.
Everybody's a man on the team, whether they're like you admit it or not. Everybody's a man on the team. You should be able to hit a fucking softball that's coming in 0 to 0.2 miles per hour.
No
I'm not
trannies on
pulling
our team.
somebody, dude. I'm not pulling somebody to put somebody else in unless it's fucking Pugsley. Unless Pugsley showed up, I'm like, he's hitting.
Yeah, right.
That's the only fucking person that I'm pulling anybody fucking for. Anybody can get a fucking hit.
Yeah,
And
sure.
and plus, the kid was fucking injured.
I know.
You know
I
what I'm
know.
saying? Like, come on, go get fuck out of here.
Yeah,
So like that was the right fucking move to not put him in. He's
yeah.
not even playing this
Not
week
even
now
playing
because
this
his
week.
fucking
Yeah,
arm, his shoulder hurts.
yeah. Like you don't want to. Yeah, it's like you're saving himself from himself.
Yeah, and he
Pretty
didn't.
much like
I think most of him didn't want to do it anyway. He knew better, but he was
yeah,
trying to get. He's getting a little peer pressure from somebody we're not going to talk about.
right. Do you heard me? Do
But
stick to itching.
yeah,
Do needs to
stick,
itch
stick
more.
to itching balls.
Do you need to itch more better? Yeah,
Oh shit!
but
But
actually, with Lou back on the team actually pitching, that made
yeah,
a difference.
yeah.
It
Nothing against you, Farley. Nothing against
no,
you,
nothing
Farley.
against Farley, but I'm telling people playing out of positions,
Exactly. That's
it's
right.
gonna catch up to you.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it is. I just wish people would be able to show up
Yeah.
consistently. We're running out there with a new team every week because some
I'd,
guys can't make it and shit. So
I'd really like to have Malone in left center and I take left on and then we'd have Jeff in right center and Farley in right. I think that would be fucking really, really fucking solid,
yeah.
you know? But obviously that's gonna take your nephews off the fucking team.
Oh
You know?
right. Yeah, right.
We have so many fucking people on the team, but like
It's tough to get people to play consistently though. You know what I mean?
honestly, I think it's a better move to get fucking Malone on the team though. He's fucking amazing, that kid.
Yeah, he's pretty good, but
You know?
is he gonna be reliable to play every week?
Yeah, he was like, dude,
Oh, he
I'm
said that?
fucking free. He was like, whenever you guys need me, let me know.
Oh shit, just yeah. I mean, we're gonna need him again this week, I assume.
Definitely at least one of these fucking nights.
You know, probably both. The way these guys saying they might not
I
be
know.
able to make it.
Yo, what do these guys do? The reason why I couldn't do it the other day, I was like, I can't do Wednesday or Thursday that week, but we got rained out was because I was making Monkey Boy shirts every fucking night. I was up against the fucking wall. What are these guys doing?
Oh no,
Oh,
it doesn't take that long to come out for a game.
right? Oh, I can't do Wednesday, but I could do Thursday, and then I can't do Thursday, but I could do Wednesday. How could you not do Thursday? Our league is on
Yeah,
Thursdays,
yeah, that's the normal day. I can see Wednesday being like, oh, that might be tough,
right?
to get out to that, but come on, man, you can do Thursday. Thursday's the day.
And I
Wednesday
can't,
should be the only day we're scrambling to get guys.
yeah, I can't get answers out of these guys. I text messaged them twice. I got like, there's 11 people on that text message. I think maybe five of them answered me.
I know. It's like, yo, answer right away, man. We need fucking yes. We
I'm gonna
need
start
yes,
cutting
man.
motherfuckers, dude. I'm gonna start cutting people
You
based
really
on
should.
their
You should.
attendance of their text messages.
Yeah, don't even include them in the text. Start a new hyenas fucking text. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, you're done. You're gone.
Maybe next year I might have to start cutting people if we play again to
No
like
doubt.
to make it to try to win.
Yeah, to try to win again. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Oh shit. Yo, but you know what though? If you see yourself falling off, you should start practicing some more. You know what I'm saying? People
Yes.
should start fucking going to the cages if they realize they can't hit the fucking ball anymore. It's
Yeah.
a fucking softball. Stop trying to kill it. Dude, no joke. If you're playing with your friends, right? If you're playing, Just okay, throw me the ball in. I could hit the ball like this, Mike, every single time and just put it over the fucking shortstop's fucking head if I wanted to. Nice and relaxed.
Yeah, nice and relaxed.
Everybody fucking could if everybody could do that instead of ugh.
I know, but
Why don't we just do that every time? Get up and just be like this. Bunk.
I don't know. That would be the gayest softball team ever. If we not
Yeah,
there's
but
anything wrong with that.
we would destroy. And then when they started like thinking we were only gonna do that, then
Yeah, then
Kev
yeah.
can get up and fucking hit a 400-foot fucking fly up fucking,
What's a
you know?
would change the team name to the Bloopers?
Dude,
Bloop bloop. That'd be so annoying to play one of those fucking teams.
I just want to tell everybody like this today, I want you to go like this. Direct that ball right over the pitcher's head, right over the fucking shortstop. Just do it.
Yeah, that'll be tough to for me, because I need all my power to get it out of the infield. If I try to bloop it, it's gonna go right to the pitcher. I know it, fucking know it.
Oh God.
But I can't wait to get back out there. Fucking,
Yeah.
as soon as we played the other night, I was like, oh, thank God it's back because we
Yeah.
were fucking off for a month. I'm like, this sucks.
I know.
I felt so good to be like out there again playing.
Yeah, dude.
Definitely fucking needed it. I need to, and that was a great night to have a few drinks, man. It was the hottest day of the summer so far.
Yeah.
I tell you, those Bushlight apples and Konas are going down pretty smooth.
Those
So
warm nights, bro. There's just you feel good, your bones, your joints, they just everything warms up quick and you're ready for action, you know?
that's what she said.
Yeah.
So yeah. So speaking, like, let's stay on the sports topic. Simone Biles. Have you heard of Simone Biles?
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on with her.
She's like that Olympic. I guess she won, she does like somersaults and jumping jacks or whatever, and she wins gold medals because of it. So she went after Riley Gaines because Riley Gaines is, she stands up for like women actually playing in women's sports. You know what I mean? She don't want men playing in sports and showering with fucking girls in the locker room and shit right before the sports games. So Simone Biles came out on X, on Twitter, whatever, and she's like, Riley Gaines, you're truly sick. All this campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports more inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports.
Oh,
Maybe
God.
a transgender category in all sports, but instead you bully them. I'm like, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
It just, it makes me another one of them. It's like, she believes that a dude named Leah Thomas a man should just compete against women and just dominate in swimming.
Right.
It's no fucking fair. Like Simone Biles, why don't you instead, when you go back to the Olympics, why don't you just compete in the men's and see what happens? See how many medals you get in that. But no, they won't go that route. It's perfectly for a man to wear a dress and play in women's sports. But how come you can't be a woman turn into a man and play in the fucking NBA? How come you can't do that?
Right. This is ridiculous. That's just because why does that person have to do anything that Simone Biles wants her to do? There's, she's that what's her name? What's her name?
Riley Gaines.
Riley Gaines is there trying to protect women's rights. Right? That's her main purpose.
Yes.
She doesn't have to also try to protect the trans rights if she doesn't want to. Like that's not the issue that she's trying to protect. Maybe one day she will. Who the fuck knows? But her purpose, like it's always, why do you got to do this? Why can't you do this? Well, who's going to protect the women? Right? Why do I have to do what you want me to do, Simone Biles? You go ahead and fucking do that. You go ahead and set up a trans Olympics fucking a women's thing or whatever the fuck. I'm here to protect the women. It just makes sense. What the fuck?
Dude,
it's mind-boggling.
I know, it's really crazy. Like you get so frustrated. Like next thing, you know what these fucking morons are gonna do next? They're gonna be like, you know what? The Special Olympics we should be able to throw men in the Special Olympics. Regular men with no Down syndrome, nothing. Just had them go in there and just dominate against all the fucking the people that are handicapped or have disabilities. You know what I mean? Let's just be all inclusive because they maybe they feel retarded on the inside, so they're trans retarded. You know what I mean? So then they get to compete against these fucking guys,
Right.
like the Ringer, like Johnny Knoxville in the Ringer,
Yeah.
but he was doing it for fucking money. But this is how insane it is getting. That I could see what I just said was a joke, obviously, but I
Yeah.
could see that happening in real life. And you want to know how much of a hypocrite Simone Biles is? Back in 2017, Twitter people fucking found her old tweet. She was like this. She said, good thing you guys, good thing guys don't compete against girls, or this guy would take all the gold medals. I forgot who she was talking about, but she's just a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She said that years ago. Like, what changed her mind? Like, what?
Right.
You know, like, I don't know. It's something strange. It's like almost like these people are getting paid or something to do this.
Might be.
I don't know. It's very, very odd, man.
You know what I think is I gotta segue off this for a little bit, but I haven't been following social media in a while, but I've been hopping on very randomly, like on Instagram,
Uh-huh.
and I saw that Trump and Elon Musk are having a tisk.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know
So
the full story behind it.
that's what I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is this real or was this fucking planned the whole fucking time? They
I
were butt buddies,
Yeah,
Mike,
I know.
and now he hates fucking Trump.
Yeah, why? I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
then I think Elon even said something that like the reason why the Epstein list won't come out is because Trump is on it. Like he
Yeah.
tweeted that out. Once he
Yeah.
tweeted that out, I'm like, yo, is this
Yeah.
part of the plan, or is
Yo.
this? Are they really beefing?
Yo. That's a beef. That's a beef right there.
All right, that's a beef stick. That's a pretty big beef stick hanging
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
But then again, like if Trump was really on that list, why wouldn't the Democrats throw that out there? Because they were trying to get Trump so bad. Why
Because
wouldn't they put that out?
they're
Because
on there
yeah, because
too.
they're on there too. Right. There's a lot of motherfuckers that are on that list from both sides of the street, and they don't want to put that out there. Go figure, man. That's just the
How
way it
hard is
is.
how hard is it to put out a list, you know? It's just like here's the
It's
list.
it's pretty simple. Like I could make a list right now of anything. You know, give me 5 minutes. Top 5 movies that I gotta watch.
Right.
You know, Lucas, who, what about Bob? But it's like, yeah, just really like it's frustrating with all that nonsense. I can't take it anymore. I think
Yeah.
it's just part of like, it's just part of the plan,
But
you know?
yeah,
But maybe
that's why I
like
don't pay attention to it.
Elon and Trump will probably like, kiss and make up
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yep.
So who knows? And then you got all these like riots going on in LA, happened last night. Then there's like protests
What?
going on in New York City today about it. I guess California people like this is Gavin Newsom's fucking land, Los Angeles. All the fucking people are like protesting, and then they started, of course, lighting, cars on fire, throwing rocks at cars, trying to hurt
Protesting what though?
people, protesting the ICE raids. Like, oh, the ICE are coming up, and then of course these people are like protesting. They're waving like the Mexican flag in the streets, which doesn't make any sense because you're in America. Your life got better because you're in America.
Hmm.
You wanted to come here, but yet you're waving the Mexican flag around. Why don't you just go back if it's so great over there and you're so proud to be Mexican and not Mexican American? You're free to go back there. But instead, they come over here or they're illegal over here, waving their flags, causing destruction, causing fires, looting. The Jordan store, Air Jordans that were running around with sneakers today. Like I said, fires all around, destroying vehicles, breaking up sidewalks so they could take pieces of concrete and throw it at cars.
Hmm.
Just total like animal behavior by these fucking people. And all CNN was doing was saying, "Oh, these are peaceful protests and
Yeah.
shit like that." Remember the Naked Gun where Frank Drum was like, "Nothing to see here. Keep moving," and there's just fucking bombs, fireworks going off in the background. It's just like that. Like eh, Gavin Newsom saying, "Oh, they were peaceful protests," and they were blaming Trump for sending the National Guard in there and escalating the situation.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, they couldn't control the situation the whole fucking time. Thank God the thing, Trump sent them in there. And then Gavin Newsom complaining January 6th was much worse than this. I'm like, dude, January 6th, one person died. One woman died by getting shot in the shoulder by that Capitol cop. Anybody else that died during January 6th was from like natural causes, like heart issues, whatever. So that one fucking person, and they basically just went in the building and took fucking pictures. It was nothing scary and violent like these people. These people are all masked up. They're wearing the fucking bandanas, the Mexican flag, the Gaza flag, or whatever the fuck, and they're all just like they're just destroying the fucking city. It's ridiculous. I don't know how these people act like that. They should just be able to take guns, machine guns, like, and just start fucking shooting everybody. Like,
That's crazy.
it just end them in the streets right here. There's no reason for all this.
That's crazy, Michael.
Is it? Is it crazy? I don't know. Or at least get a big hose and just hose them all fucking down. They'll run away from fucking cold water.
Hose them down for sure.
They did that in the fucking past.
Yeah.
Something like that. They got to do something because they can't. But at least Trump is doing something. The Democrats, like Kamala Harris and shit, they wouldn't have done shit. The fucking every Dunkin' Donuts, every Best Buy would have been fucking looted. Everything would have been fucking burnt to the ground. It would have been worse than the riots in 2020, whatever year they had those riots. It would have been a million times worse because the Dems don't fucking do nothing. They rather these cities get torched and burned to the ground for some fucking reason. They're the real fucking problem. They're just the real issue. They have no, I don't know. They don't believe in accountability or how to behave, how to act. It's crazy. And they lie. They just fucking lie. Like, it's nothing peaceful about this shit.
Crazy's going out to LA soon.
Yes, that's right. He's going out to LA, right?
Yeah, be careful out there, Crazy.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be part of it. He's like, he's gonna get his big rocks. He's just gonna start chucking shit.
You got any more topics? Because I'm getting fucking
big.
I'm
You're
tapping
shot.
out.
You're
I'm
shot
tapping
right
out.
now. You're definitely tapping out.
Got anything you want to talk about that's really important? Because I'm tapped.
I don't think so, man. Just get that website going when have some time and relax, man.
Thanks.
Get better. You need to heal up.
I
Take
will.
some NyQuil and fucking get knocked out.
I will.
But listen, we'll see you next week.
Peace out.